Okay, so now coming to the next topic, that is motivating challenges. See, again, it is very, very important from exam point of view. Okay, so it has been asked many times in the examination. Okay. So till now, see, we have discussed about what is data mining, and then we have seen what is the process of KDD, that is knowledge discovery in databases. Now coming to the motivating challenges. So first one is that is scalability. Okay, so before that, I would like to say that is we have got two different data analysis tasks here. So one is traditional data analysis that was used that is 20 years back. Okay, so that is traditional data analysis, and now we have got a new that is a thing of data analysis, that is data mining. So this is a new data analysis technique. Okay, so these traditional data analysis techniques, they had faced some of the difficulties here. Okay, so all the challenges they had faced because, so with the help of traditional data analysis, we were not able to perform the data analysis accurately. Okay, they had faced some of the challenges here because of the nature of the data sets here. Okay, so in order to that is conquer those challenges which were faced by the traditional data analysis, see now we are using the data mining techniques. Data mining techniques, see they are able to handle all the problems which were not solved using the traditional data analysis. See, there were some of the techniques that were used in the that is before 20 years back. Okay, but now we are using the data mining techniques. So data mining techniques, they can handle the data. Okay, it will be able to handle any kind of data here. Okay, which has got many of the challenges. Okay, but that with the help of traditional techniques, it was not possible. So now, what are the different challenges that are faced with the help of that is we can conquer the challenges with the help of data mining. Okay, so in that first one is scalability. Okay, so in simple words, scalability is nothing but that is increasing or decreasing the size of data. Okay, that is called as scalability. It is just like flexibility. In case of networking, scalability is nothing but increasing or decreasing the size of the network. That is called as scalability. In case of data mining, see here, see with the changes in the data generation and collection techniques, see even we have got the data sets that are of GBs or TBs or even in terms of petabytes. So you might have checked some of the data sets in the internet. See, if you look at the big data sets, it will be in terms of hundreds of GBs or TBs. Even in petabytes also it is available. See, that is possible just because there are some of the changes in the data generation and the collection techniques. So now we are able to see a data set that is in terms of GBs or TBs or even in terms of petabytes. Okay. Now, see, using the traditional data analysis techniques, we can't handle this kind of data. So we need to have the data mining techniques or the algorithms that are able to handle this large size of data. So such algorithms must be scalable here. So scalability is nothing but, see, these algorithms, data mining algorithms, they will be able to handle even the data that is of large size, even in terms of GBs, TBs, or petabytes. Okay, so we need to have the data mining algorithms so that are able to handle this large quantity of data. That is scalability. Okay, now how we can make these algorithms scalable? Okay, that is the thing now. So normally, see, whenever you have got the large quantity of data, see one thing which with the help of which we can improve the that is scalability is that is by having special search strategies. Okay, so whenever you got a large quantity of data, one thing that will be helpful for us to perform the data mining or the data analysis task is, say, we need to add the special search strategies here. Okay, search strategies are nothing but, see, in case of your DBMS system, see, in order to search in the large database, see, you will be using a primary key. Okay, so in case of data warehouse, say we can, in case of the data mining system, we can have the indexes. Okay, so I had told one of some of the examples for indexes, that is bitmap index and the join index. So with the help of that, we can improve the data analysis task here. Okay, and also, see, in order to implement this scalability, even we can have the novel data structures. So even data structures, say with the help of data structures, See, we can arrange the records or the data which is present in the data mining, okay, in the suitable format, so that we can efficiently that is perform our data analysis task. Okay, even data structures are also helpful in order to implement this scalability. So data structures, I will not repeat that again. See, data structure is nothing but organization of the data for that is performing some of the operations efficiently. See, here also novel data structures we can use in order to improve this scalability. And also, see, whenever you got a large quantity of data, you can't place that in the main memory because main memory will be limited. See, normally in your system, you'll be having 2 GB or 4 GB of RAM. That is the main memory. So you can't place each and every data in the main memory. So what you need to have is you need to have the out of core algorithms here. Out of core algorithms are the algorithms which will be processing the data sets out of main memory. That is the data sets which we can't place in the main memory. They will be kept outside the main memory. That is in the secondary memory. See, where we can perform the analysis task. So out of core algorithms are also required here. And one more thing is, see, even we can use the that is sampling approach also. See, sampling is nothing but that is selecting only a part of data, or we can even use the parallel and the distributed algorithms. See, all these things we can use in order to improve the scalability of the data mining algorithms. So scalability is nothing but that is whenever there are changes in the size of data, then we need to improve the data analysis task also. See, the size of data, it is that is getting bigger and bigger day by day. Even now we are having the data sets that are in terms of hundreds of GBs or TBs or petabytes. Okay, so now in order to deal with such kind of data, we should have the data mining algorithms which are scalable. Okay, so in order to implement these scalable algorithms, we can implement some of the things here. That is, either we can use the special search strategies. Okay, search strategies normally in terms of index we can have. Okay, or even we can use the data structures in order to organize the data in a suitable format for performing the data analysis. Or we can go with the out of core algorithms. See, out of core algorithms, these are the algorithms which will be performing the that is processing of data on the data sets which cannot fit in the main memory. So out of memory, they will be keeping the data sets. That is, out of main memory means in the secondary memory, they will be performing the data analysis task. Okay, and even we can use the sampling, or we can go for the that is parallel and the distributed algorithms here. So this is the first challenge. Okay, that will be solved. Okay, using the data mining. Okay, so now coming to the second one, that is high dimensionality. So as the name says here, see, high dimensionality is nothing but that is as there is increase in the size of data, see, number of dimensions or the attributes are also going to increase. See, they are directly proportional here. If you have got a large data set, it will be having large number of attributes and the dimensions. If you have got a low data set, that is of size less size, okay, it will be having less number of dimensions. So high dimensionality is also increasing with the size of data sets here. Okay, so normally this dimensionality will be large in terms of the spatial and the temporal components. I'll give the example for this, and that is temporal data. See, for example, see, if you're having a data set where the data set contains the measurement of temperatures at the various locations. Okay, so this measurement of temperature, see, this data set will be increasing as you increase the number of locations. So for example, if you are measuring the data with respect to only Davangere region, okay, so at that time, see, the size of the data sets will be less because there will be less number of dimensions. So as you increase the number of locations, like instead of Davangere, you measure even the temperature at the Chitradurga or in the Haveri district or in the Dharwad district. So if you keep on increasing the number of locations, then there will be increase in the number of dimensions also. Okay, that is one example for temporal data. See, in the temporal data, there will be increase in the size of data, and also it is going to increase the number of dimensions also. As you increase the data, there will be increase in the number of dimensions also. Okay, So with the help of traditional data analysis task, you can't handle this kind of that is large dimensional data. Using the traditional data analysis, you can only handle the data that is of low dimensions. So in order to handle a large dimensional data, you need to use the data mining techniques here. Okay. And also see if there is increase in the number of dimensions. See, it is also going to increase your computational complexity. So computational complexity is nothing but that is the amount of operations which you will be performing on the data. That is also going to increase here. Okay. So high dimensionality is nothing but say there is an increase in the number of dimensions or the attributes here. So one example is see in case of temporal data, see as you increase the number of that is locations where you are measuring your temperature, say at that time it is also going to increase your number of that is dimensionality of the data. So using the traditional data analysis, see you can't perform the data analysis on this high dimensional data. So you need to use the data mining techniques here. And also this high dimensional data, see it is also going to increase the complexity, computational complexity of your system also. Okay, so this is the second challenge. Now coming to the third challenge, that is heterogeneous and complex data. Okay, so as this name says here, heterogeneous. So heterogeneous means different combinations of data. See, it will be not a data which that is related to only one kind. So in case of data mining algorithms, see you will be having the data that contains the data from the different sources or the data of the different kinds or the categories here. See, using traditional data mining algorithms or the methods, see, you can only deal with the data that is of same type. Okay, the data that contains the same attributes or the data of the same type, that is, for example, either continuous or categorical. So such data you can, with the help of such data, you can perform the data analysis in the traditional data analysis. So traditional data analysis will be able to handle only one kind of data. But see, since we are using the data mining in the business, science, medicine, and in also other fields, see all these business, science, and medicine and the other fields, see they will be having the data from the different sources. So it is a heterogeneous kind of data. They will be having heterogeneous attributes here. So this data mining is able to handle the heterogeneous data. But your traditional data analysis method, so it will be able to handle only one kind of data here. So same type of data, on the same type of data, we can perform the data analysis using the traditional data analysis. But using the data mining, that is algorithms or the methods, even we can handle the heterogeneous data, which is generated in the business, science, medicine, or the other fields. Okay. And even since in some of the applications, we'll be having complex data objects also. See, complex data objects examples are, for example, you will be having collection of web pages. See, web pages, it is not a structured data, it is an unstructured data. Okay, even we can include the text and the hyperlinks in the semi-structured data. It is not a structured data. Structured data example is your DBMS system. So DBMS system will be storing the data in the rows and columns format, table format. So that is a structured data. But your web pages that will be containing the text and the hyperlinks, that is not a structured data. It is semi-structured or unstructured data. That comes under the complex data objects. And your DNA data, say DNA data is also a complex data object. And then the climate data measurement, that is measurement of temperature and the pressure at the various locations. See, that is also complex data. See, all these data with the we can perform the analysis only using data mining. You can't go with the traditional data analysis to perform the that is data mining task here. Okay, so heterogeneous data is nothing but it is a collection of dissimilar data or different data attributes. Using the traditional data analysis, you will be able to deal with only one kind of data, that is data which is of same type. But in case of data mining, since we are using that in the business, science, medicine, and the other fields, so you will be able to handle with the heterogeneous attributes also. And also nowadays, see, we have got many of the complex data objects. Okay, so which we will be dealing with the data mining, like for example, web pages, collection of web pages, see, which are semi-structured data, and then DNA data, and then climate data, that is measurement of temperature and pressure. See, all these complex data objects can be dealt using the data mining only. Okay. Now coming to the fourth, that is challenges, data ownership and the distribution. Okay. So data ownership and distribution. Ownership is nothing but ownership of data. Say for example, see my data which is stored in my Gmail account. See, the owner for that data will be me. Okay. And for your account you will be the owner. Okay. Who is the data owner? Okay. And then distribution is whether the data is stored in a single system or it is distributed across multiple systems here. Okay. So now in case of the data which is stored in the that is data mining system. See, it can be either stored in one location or it will be distributed across multiple locations, or it will be having only one owner, or there will be many owners here, because for the distributed systems, see, there will be many owners. So in case of the data mining systems here, see, the data normally it will not be stored in a single system. It will be distributed across multiple systems. See, if it is distributed across multiple systems, there will be many owners for the data. For example, see, the data which is stored in my system, I am the owner for that. The data which is distributed in multiple systems. For example, in college, if you have got three systems, see, the data owner for each of the systems will be different user. Okay, so the data owner will be different here. Okay, so again, as I said, see here, since the data is distributed across multiple sources, see, we'll be facing some of the challenges here. Okay, so data mining algorithms, see, they will be facing some of the challenges if you have got the data which is distributed across multiple sites here. Okay, now which are those challenges? So see here, see how to reduce the amount of communication that is needed to perform the distributed computation. So distributed computation is nothing but, see, whenever you got the data in the multiple systems, so you will be performing the computations across multiple systems. For example, if you got 10 systems, see, in each of the 10 systems you got the data here. Okay, and you will be performing the data on each of the 10 systems. Now the thing is, see, some of the systems need to communicate with each other. There will be some sending of data among some of the systems here. So there will be some communication, kind of communication that will be happening among these 10 systems. So we need to reduce the amount of communication cost among these systems here. That is one of the challenge that will be faced by the distributed data mining algorithms. So we need to take care of how we can reduce the amount of communication here. Okay, that is one thing. Second one is, see, once you perform the task here, if you got 10 systems, you'll be performing the operation on each of the 10 systems. See, after performing the operation, you'll get the result, and I will need to combine the result from all these 10 systems. So I need to consolidate the data mining results. So how to effectively consolidate the data mining results that is obtained from the multiple sources? That is the second challenge that is faced by the distributed data mining algorithms here. And third one is how to address the data security issues. See, obviously, if you got the distributed data, there will not be security for your data because it will be shared by many of the users here. You will not be having security. So how you can implement the security here? That is the third issue. Okay. So data ownership and distribution is nothing but, so in case of data mining algorithms or the approaches, data will be stored in the multiple locations here. Okay, so in many of the locations, data will be stored or distributed. So I need to have a data mining algorithm that is able to deal with such kind of data. But here, since the data is distributed across multiple sites, we'll be facing some of the challenges here. Okay, so among those first challenges, see, whenever we have got the data among multiple systems, there will be some communication happening among those systems. So how we can reduce this amount of communication? That is the first challenge. Second one is, see, once we perform the data in the distributed systems, how we can consolidate the data mining results? That is the second challenge. And third challenge is how we can provide the security to the data which is stored among multiple systems. That is the third challenge in the distributed data algorithms. Okay, now coming to the last challenge of data mining, that is non-traditional analysis. Okay, so see here, if you look at the statistical approach of the algorithm, See, there will be two steps which are involved in the statistical approach. That is, one is forming the hypothesis, and second one is testing the hypothesis. These are the two steps which are involved in any statistical approach or the method. So that is hypothesis and the hypothesize and the test paradigm. So these are the two steps which are involved in the traditional statistical approach. So I'll explain how this is going to happen. So see here, in case of statistical that is applications, see what we will be doing is we'll propose some hypothesis. Hypothesis is nothing but some assumption here. We'll be proposing the hypothesis, and then we will design the experiment here to collect the data which is required to run this hypothesis. And then in the third step, we'll be analyzing the data with respect to this hypothesis. These are the three steps. Okay, so see here, in case of traditional statistical approach, we'll be having that is mainly two steps here, that is hypothesis and test. See, first we'll be proposing the hypothesis. Hypothesis is nothing but my assumption here. And then we will be collecting the data, okay, by conducting the experiment. And then we'll be performing the data analysis on this hypothesis. Okay, so these three steps, see, they are very labor intensive here. Labor intensive means many number of workers will be required here. Okay, so using the traditional data analysis, you will not be able to deal with this large quantity of data that is based on hypothesis and test paradigm here. Okay, so this generation, okay, and then evaluation of this hypothesis, say it is going to require the use of data mining techniques. Using data analysis, that is traditional data analysis techniques, you can't perform this effectively. So we need to go for, or we need to switch to data mining techniques here. Okay, so now see, in case of data mining techniques, see, even instead of performing the task using the labors or the workers, even we can perform this task using machines also. That is, we can automate the process of this hypothesis generation and the evaluation. Okay, so automation is nothing but the system will be performing all the tasks here. Okay, so system will be able to perform the task on behalf of the, that is, user. You will not be able to that is, you're not required to perform this task. Your system only, it will perform the task here. Okay, that is nothing but automation here. So these are the 5 challenges that is faced by the data mining algorithms here. So I'll just repeat that. Okay, so see here. So first one is scalability. So scalability is nothing but there is an increase in the size of the data here. Even nowadays, we are able to having data sets that are of GBs, TBs, or even petabytes. So our data mining algorithms must be scalable. So in order to implement the data mining algorithms, scalable data mining algorithms, so we'll be using the special search strategies here, or we will be using the data structures, or even we can go for the out of core algorithms, or we can use the sampling, or we can go with the parallel and the distributed algorithms. Okay, so second thing is high dimensionality. See, high dimensionality is nothing but there is an increase in the number of dimensions as there is increase in the number of sizes. For example, if you are measuring the temperature with respect to locations, say if you increase the number of locations, then there will be increase in the number of attributes also. Okay, so, and also using the traditional data analysis, you can't deal with this high dimensional data. So you need to use the data mining techniques. See, this high dimensional data, it is also going to increase your computational complexity here. Okay. So next, third one is heterogeneous and complex data. Heterogeneous and complex data is nothing but it is a collection of dissimilar data here. Okay. So this heterogeneous data, see, it will be handled with the help of data mining algorithms, and also we'll be having complex data objects like web pages or the DNA data or climate data. See, next one is the data ownership and distribution. Data ownership and distribution is nothing but, see, data will not be stored in a single location here. It will be distributed across multiple locations. Okay. So in order to deal with this distributed data, we need to face some of the challenges here. That is, we need to reduce the amount of communication, and then we need to consolidate the data from the different sources, and then we need to provide the security for our data. Say last one is non-traditional analysis. So in case of traditional approach, there will be two steps here, that is hypothesis and test paradigm. That is, we will be proposing the hypothesis, and then we will be collecting the data, and then we'll be performing the data analysis on this hypothesis. So this traditional approach is very labor intensive. Large number of workers are required here. But using data mining algorithms and the approaches, you'll be able to handle thousands of that is hypothesis and the evaluation task here. Because in case of data mining approaches, they will be able to automate this that is generation of the hypothesis and the evaluation of the hypothesis. Okay, so this is very very important from exam point of view, so try to concentrate on this. Okay, so next topic, so I will do in the next class. Okay, just wait for 2 minutes, I will take your attendance. Okay, so later you can